What's going on, everybody? This is Peter Renna back with another dollar bin digging video. My quarantine at home of digging through my own boxes has ended quite abruptly and quite suddenly. I'm going to take a break from going back to those boxes that I've been filming myself flip through and show you what I actually was able to pick up today at the flea market this morning, as well as stuff I was able to grab at a local comic shop that I was able to check out yesterday. If you were picking this up after the pickups video that I just filmed a couple of minutes ago, you could have saw some of the books that I paid some price back issues. If you're interested and you haven't seen that, go check it out on my YouTube channel there, and you can see the price books that I grabbed. But I wanted to separate out the dollar bin stuff, so this way you can see the stuff that I picked up this week that I'm going to cover in dollar bin digging on Thursday. So I will start first with the books that I grabbed from the LCS through their back issue bins. Again, just a quick recap on the shop. I was surprised to find out that one of my favorite shops was reopened already. I was hearing that some stores are going to be opening in the next couple of weeks in New Jersey, and this one was already open. So I made a plan. I went there early. Thankfully, only one worker. I think 3 other people showed up the entire time I was there. I had to wear my mask. They had complimentary gloves, which were also a requirement, so they made you wear them, which was kind of reassuring. So you're flipping through boxes, you felt a little bit more safe, secure, because I still feel it's very early in this to be going back out full steam. But I don't know, baby steps. So these are the dollar books that I grabbed from the shop first. So I'll show you some of these things. I grabbed this Aspen book, this Iris, Executive Assassin. I don't know much about this series. The cover just kind of caught me. So for $1, I was like, you know what? I'm going to grab this. I don't even know if this sells for anything. Looks like a cover C. Not even sure of the artist, but I just grabbed it because, again, it just caught my eye, and for $1, I figured, why not? As did this, another, this is actually Top Cow, but this Witchblade 150 is a Michael Turner variant of some sort. It looks like this is cover D. So I don't know. Maybe this is something. I don't know if this is incentive. I don't know what the variant is on this, but again, Witchblade issue 150, Turner art. I figured, $1, why not? So I grabbed that one. Again, trying out my new Punisher glass here today. And let's see, what else did I grab? I grabbed these issues 2 and 3 of this X-23 series. Just, again, cover art just kind of grabbed me. It has a bit of that cartoony style. It almost kind of remind me a little bit of what Peach Momoko's doing these days, in that it's got an interesting look to it. So I grabbed these 2. Not even sure how much of that run that I actually already have, but I figured, again, books cheap enough, I just grab them. Sometimes it's just the art. Like those 4, there's covers. They caught me. There's no key appearances I can think of off the top of my head, or any other reason other than I just like the art on those. So I grabbed those. This was a book that heated up. I don't even think it's doing anything much anymore, but I figured, again, for $1, I'd take a chance. But here's that Ultimatum #1 book that got pumped by some of the online rumor mills that were speculating on something to do with Ultimatum possibly being the way that the MCU brings in like the FF and what have you. So I don't know. I think that spec and that story kind of died. But again, for $1, I figured, I'll take a chance, and if it's still selling, maybe I'll throw that out there to try to recoup some of the costs that I spent on these books. That's kind of what I do. You flip through dollar bins, you try to pick up stuff for yourself, and you just try to find out good deals. And if you can find things that you can flip for a few bucks more, help you pay for the rest of the books that you get to keep. I mean, I figure it's a win-win for everybody. I mean, you don't try to gouge people, especially when you paid only $1 for stuff. But you do what you got to do. You put in the work, you should reap the rewards of it. So another dollar bin book that I was surprised to find in there. They had the whole run. I probably should have grabbed the whole run just to sell it as a set, but I just grabbed the issue number 9. This is that issue that got a lot of interest when I think Brazil banned it because of the two male characters kissing within the pages. I think it was a Hulkling and Wiccan. I think it was 2 characters. That apparently was too much for Brazil. So it got hit in the news, and there was a lot of interest in this book. So I grabbed it. I think I have this entire run. I might even have the trade paperback collection, but I think this issue still sells a little bit. So I figured for $1, why not grab another one? as is with Topher's True First this week about the possible Ahsoka incontinuity, I grabbed these Darth Vader 14s. Again, you can sometimes find stuff like this semi-recent overstock back issues in dollar bins, depending on the stores that you go to. And these 2 issues, again, they're not doing a lot yet, but hey, who knows? I mean, if this idea of incontinuity and Ahsoka, these books take off, it could be worth the effort. And again, for $1 each, I figured why not. So I grabbed those as well. A couple more that I got again from the LCS. I featured this book already, the second print from this Uncanny X-Force run. This is first, I guess, not Kid Apocalypse. I forget how they call it. Evan, I guess it was Evan was the name of the character. I think he ended up taking the name of Genesis eventually as a character as opposed to Apocalypse. But I believe it was the first, and this is a second print, a variant again. So again, I keep an eye out for these weird second prints because they're not always easy to find, but you can sometimes find them in the back issue bins because nobody, a lot of stores, they don't care. It's just overstock to them. This is just a Campbell cover that I caught my eye from X-Men Worlds Apart Storm. This is a gorgeous cover. Again, doesn't sell for a lot, but you buy something for $1, and if it gets you close to 10, that's a good turn in my book. So I'll do it. I'll take a chance. Even when you got to worry about shipping and all those things, it's sometimes worth the effort if you can move enough of them. And again, it's just, gives me something to do. I love digging for books. Here's one. I found pieces of this series over the years digging through dollar bins. I probably should have kept them, but I'm pretty sure I got rid of every one that I found each time because you can usually find these. Again, find them for $1. You can usually probably get maybe $15, $20 for them sometimes. And this is this X-Force Mini, this Sex and Violence with these gorgeous Delato covers. The second prints of these books actually sell for quite a bit more, I believe, but you can still find these first prints. Again, it's a 3-issue limited series. I usually find issue 2 a lot. I don't know why. I always find that issue 2, which with the Domino and Wolverine also on the cover. But I found issue 3 today, so I grabbed it. This here's another one, cover grabby. This X-Force 17. I think I've grabbed this a few times. The bloody variant is the one that actually sells. This one I don't think does too much, but it's still a gorgeous cover to me. I don't know. I dig it. So I grabbed it. Even though I know I probably have more in these boxes stacked around me. It's just, again, it's OCD. It's just something I do. I see things, I like it. I just keep grabbing them every time. Another book that I was surprised to run across. I haven't seen these in a while. Just, I don't know. I guess we're getting further and further removed from Regenesis, but Wolverine and the X-Men 1, I believe there's a bunch of first appearances in, and some of these students, like Kid Gladiator, I know is one. But I think there's a few of these student characters' first appearances in here. So this is a good book if you can find it cheap, just to kind of grab, because again, with these first appearances, and we don't know exactly what form of X-Men we're going to get, and some of these newer type characters, they could hit, they could pop. So I would just keep an eye out for something like that if you can find it again for cheap. And finally, at the LCS, the last 3 books I was able to grab are the first couple of parts of this Venom Circle of 4 series. So it's 13, 13.1, and 13.2. I believe these actually form up to make like a larger image, and I think there's a couple of more. I think it goes up to like 13.4. There's like 5 parts, I believe, to this series, but they only had the 3, so I grabbed these. And these sell pretty well, especially if you can get the whole set. And these aren't great copies. They're a little dinged up, the spines. There's a little bit of dirt, so these could use a little bit of a cleaning if possible. You can see a little bit of color rub here, too, on the cover, and some, a little bit of grime on them. So they could be cleaned up. But again, for $1, these aren't easy to find. I actually kind of would want to just kind of check out and read this story, because I don't believe I ever have. I mean, you got Red Hulk, you got the Agent Venom, X-23, and Ghost Rider all rolling together. I don't know. It's an interesting team. I don't know if we'll ever see something like that come to fruition on the big screen or even the small screen, but it is definitely interesting to me. So, yeah, I picked them up. All right. Don't know what I'm going to cover yet, or if anything, out of my dollar bin pickups so far. But let's go through. That was the first half. Those were all picked up from the LCS yesterday. And let's take a quick look at what I grabbed at the flea market this morning. Wasn't a lot out there. That was, again, outdoors. So I felt a little safer going there, knowing that it was going to be outdoors, but still was worried about crowds because it was a nice day. Because again, I don't know. Even as more things open, I still think we all need to be smart and try to be safe. So I went out there with my dad and did what I could. Not a lot of people selling comics. There were dealers. They had tables spaced out, a couple of tables apart, so the dealers were at least separated. Everybody was supposed to be wearing masks. I say supposed to because not everybody was. Some of the people walking around weren't, and it still blows my mind. But whatever, I just keep my distance when I see something like that, and just try to do what I can do. So here's some stuff that I did find. Hit up a couple of. Again, the dollar bins out there. The one guy I see out there a lot, he usually has a deal, so it's like 7 for $5. So you just grab just extras. So sometimes you just grab random things. And to pad my stack to make with those 7 to 5, I grabbed these Disney these DC reprints, these Silver Age classics. They reprint Showcase 4, Green Lantern 1, and first Legion of Superheroes. I don't know. These are pretty bagged up, but again, they were basically free because I already had the books I wanted, but I had to get the 14 books to get to to get to $10. So I had to grab some extra stuff, and I didn't feel like digging much longer. It started getting a little more crowded, so I quick grabbed these. And again, this is a cheap way you can get these books so you can read them, so you have a copy. You can check out the first appearance was The Flash, Green Lantern, and Legion of Superheroes, and not because I'm not going to ever really have the originals. I mean, maybe one day if I get lucky, but chances are I'm not getting those big boy books because I got a lot to check off before I get there. But again, reprints are something. The Millennium editions also with DC are ones that I keep an eye out for. They have like that gold foil stamp and stuff like that. I don't know. The reprints are. I'm not afraid of reprints, but just be aware when you're buying reprints. Not that you would be confusing any of those for the originals, but I know with some of the facsimile reprints that Marvel's been doing lately, there could be some confusion out there with the new collectors and new buyers coming into the market. Now, this first one I found that I just had to grab it just because it just caught my eye. It was actually in a bag, and it was actually in this bag and board here. But you can see this little mini comic. I didn't know exactly what it was. So I think I'm actually going to cover this so I can find out a little bit more info on it, for this week. So I'm going to put that aside. Quick research showed that it was a part of there was like a pack that you could get. I don't know if these were to be like Halloween giveaways or what. It was like Marvel treats, and there was like 16 books, and there was like a pack that, from what I could see quickly, again, quick research on the internet, was that there were 4 books, and you got 4 copies of each book in this big bag pack. And I think there was 2 packs, so I think there was like 8 different books. Maybe there's more. I don't know. Again, I'm going to look into it before I actually write the article, but that was one of those little books in there. I'm not sure how much those little things sell for, but weird little promo items, I'm still kind of looking for stuff like that. I have a Usual Suspect article that I've been working on forever. It's been just back in my mind. It's half started. I got to finish it up. And it's all on promo books and freebies and things like that. So when I find things like that, it's kind of odd. And you get to a point in your collecting where you start to lean more towards the odd and weird. So that was a book that caught my eye, so I had to throw it in my pile for $1. Well, or less, because like I said, 7 for 14, whatever that breaks out to per book. Another book that kind of caught my eye was this special edition Rocketeer #1, Dave Stevens book. Now, this isn't first appearance or anything like that, but it was still a book that caught my eye, and I really started to get into Dave Stevens art. I don't know, just something I never collected before, but I'm starting to look a little bit at it more now, and you can see things like, I know this Betty Page image here has been reused. I don't even know if that's Betty Page. If not the Betty Page lookalike, but I know that image has been reused, and I think it's been reused recently. But it's stuff like that. I don't know. Again, for $1, I grabbed it. Another book that I just happened upon was Sentinel of Liberty, Captain America: Sentinel of Liberty #8. I did not find the 9, but I found the #8, and this was one of those early times. I'm not going to say first. I'm just going to say early times that Sam Wilson, put on the Cap uniform here. So I'll qualify it that way. It was an early appearance of Sam Wilson dressing up as Cap, or being Captain America, however you want to, again, look at it. I grabbed 2 of these just because I don't know, I just don't see these all that often, but I grabbed 2 of these G.I. Joe in 3D books. I don't think these actually do too much, but I took a chance. I saw it and I was like, all right, I'll grab 2. I mean, they're still in bags and boards, so they're at least in better shape than a lot of the dollar books that I do grab. But again, I can feel that the glasses are in here. But I grabbed them. I mean, from what I looked at, I think this series ran for 6 issues, and for whatever reason, I noticed a lot of sales of issue 6, and issue 6 actually sells for a bit of money. I'm talking like there's like $60 sales multiples from my comic shop. I don't know why that would be. What might be driving people? I mean, I'm literally talking about in the last couple of days, issue 6 of G.I. Joe in 3D selling. Seems kind of weird to me. I got to look into it a little bit more to see why, but that was number 1. I saw them. I grabbed them. I think I wrote about this one actually last week, but I found another one, first Blackfire. So again, I see it, grab it, you know. Can't have too many extras. Venom, Lead the Protector number 5 was another book that I found. This is a lot of first symbiote appearances, I believe, in it. I can't remember all the names, but this was one that, again, got hot with that first Venom movie. Maybe it heats up again with the second Venom movie coming out. I don't know, but I already have copies of these. But again, for $1, I see this. This is something I know that I could turn into a few bucks to help pay for the lot. So I grabbed it. Another interesting book. This kind of hits that last issue phenomenon where a lot of last issues of a series actually command a few dollars. And this is issue 125 of Master of Kung Fu. And it's a newsstand, which I guess kind of helps it. But this is the last issue of Master of Kung Fu, Shang-Chi. I love that cover. You got the skyline. You know, it's got that Spider-Man kind of a vibe going to it. With he's left his uniform, or at least his gi down there on the ground. He's walking away, back to us. But this is it. I'm really looking forward to this movie too. Because I was always a big Shang-Chi fan growing up. I don't know. I was in karate, so I don't know. I always kind of leaned to it, and I just thought it was kind of cool. So this last issue is, again, it doesn't sell for a lot, but we're talking maybe $8 to $15. But again, for $1, it's a double-sized issue. I grabbed it because, again, my predilection towards Master of Kung Fu, I guess, as well as knowing that last issues are books that are not always easy to find. As print runs and everything lower, the late issues are typically, again, tough. Something else, this is just random, but I found 2 of these. Random Bill Sienkiewicz Moon Knight covers. They caught my eye. Issue 21. I don't even know what this does, if this sells for anything. I know a lot of these Moon Knight, Sienkiewicz covers actually have heated up. So I just don't let these things go because I want them. I don't have them all, so I know I don't have this one. I grabbed 2 because, just in case if this is important or I can make a few bucks on one of them, I can keep the other. Great for me. If not, oh well, I wasted $1. So, yeah, no big deal. So, again, anytime I see any of these Moon Knights with these Sienkiewicz covers, I grab them. And recommend you probably do the same if you can find them for cheap like that. Another weird book. I know this heated up for probably all the wrong reasons, but this Spectacular Spider-Man 176, which is the first appearance of Corona and the whole virus thing and how this kind of it's not tied to it. It's just a weird connection, I would say, almost like that's I don't know, just a weird book. But again, for $1, I don't even think this sells for much anymore. But I figured it caught my eye. I'd take a chance, and this was strictly pick up to see if I could flip it because I don't really care. This isn't something that I really need to have, but some people find it interesting and they just think it's kind of cool, and more power to them. So I'll try to get this to somebody who actually wants it. Almost done here. So next, this is another book I always seem to grab anytime I find it, and this is Ghost Rider 15. This is the book I could not find when we were doing Skulls for 3 Comic Monty. I found the second print, but I could not find my first print. So now I have another first print. So if I ever need to do Skulls again, which I can't reuse the cover anyway. Anyway, I know I have one now. Wherever my other one is, I got an extra one. Glow in the dark text cover. Awesome. I love it. Again, anytime I see it, I usually grab it. This or the gold second print, just because it's just so cool. It reminds me of the 90s. It's, again, who cares? It's $1. Like, I spent $1 on worse things. And my last book here, this is one I might actually... This is a pretty rough copy, but still, this Transformers, Generation 2, apparently isn't that easy to find in Newsstand. So, found this out there, grabbed it. So, picked it up. It's got this weird kind of a gatefold this way cover. I don't know. It's an odd book, Generation 2, Transformers. I don't know. And like I said, Newsstand's not easy to find. Again, you can see there's some spine ticks down the side here, but from what I gathered quickly after I got home, because this reminded me of something. For some reason, I knew to look out for this book. I don't know why, but it's just one of those things. Sometimes you don't know why that's in your head, and that's kind of what I hope to be providing. Just showing you books that maybe you'll remember when you're flipping through a box. You might see this shiny foil and go, "Oh, why do I know that? I don't know why." And then you look and you're like, "Oh, it's a Newsstand, and hey, this thing sells for $20. Maybe I should grab that for $1." So, again, that's the service I'm trying to provide for all of you. It's just to give you a little bit more of a mental Rolodex of books you should keep an eye out for. So I'm going to whittle this down and grab 4 books out of this pile probably for Thursday, and kind of spotlight it and give you a little bit extra info on them, some prices. Because, again, this was just impulse. This is stuff that, I saw. This is what I grabbed, flipping through the boxes. Things caught my eye. Not everything sells for a premium. Some things, as I told you, I'm buying just because I think the cover's nice. I just wanted it for the art. Or sometimes just taking a chance, like those G.I. Joe 3Ds. And apparently, I don't think number 1 does much, but apparently I found out number 6 does. So I learned something in grabbing those books that if I find number 6, that's the one that people want. But anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough with the dollar bin stuff. So thank you for spending a few minutes with me. And I guess I'll see you guys next week.